We're playing nature videos now.
Number 9, African crowned eagle. Africa's most powerful eagle, the crowned eagle might be strong.
So she keeps her head down. I am giving her a treat.
Although officially the Marshall eagle measures up to 96.
She seems to have some animals that are definitely more stimulating than others. We're going to back up to the lion a little bit because that was one that was...
The adult male can weigh over 400 pounds. They're not short either, measuring 4 feet tall at the shoulder. Lions are also social animals.
Good.
So if you find one, there is likely to be several more just waiting to pounce. They are known to travel in packs called prides. This helps protect the older and younger members of the family from predators. Effectively nocturnal, the lion spends most of its life resting. Lucky thing. On average, these wild cats walk.
Before she was sitting up and growling a little bit at the lions, so now she's keeping her head down, so I'm rewarding that. Good. But always rewarding her away from the TV. I want her looking back towards me. If I see her starting to get a little bit more amped up, like getting stiffer or growling, I'm going to pause the video. But right now she's kind of staying constant. Good. So I wanted to give her some time to see if she could settle herself down and process that herself. And she did, which was really good. The eagles don't seem to be all that exciting for her. Let's see what else we've got on here.
Saharan Africa. It is also the second longest venomous snake on the planet.
So I'm looking for her to put her head down.
And generally measuring over 3 meters. Not only that, but this slippery character is...
Again, always rewarding back away from whatever it is that's triggering.
These snakes can reach speeds of up to 12.5 miles per hour. Usain Bolt's record-breaking 100-meter dash was 27.8 miles per hour. So that'll give you some idea of the speed of this thing. Us mere mortals wouldn't stand a chance. The black mamba is to blame for numerous. Once locked inside their jaws,
now she's got crocodiles. Good. She's keeping her head down. So I want to go ahead and reward her for staying calm. That's my ideal, is if she stays calm. Now we're going to try a video with dogs. Good. So that was a little triggering for her, so I'm going to pause the video because I don't want to keep going. So I'm going to take away the... And I'm actually going to turn the picture off there too. I want to remove all of anything that might be triggering for her. And let her settle herself back down. Good shake. And the reason I'm throwing my dog a treat is my dog gets a little bit stressed out when other dogs bark. So I'm connecting it with something positive. Every time Polly barks, my dog gets a treat. So now instead of it being stressful, she gets feels happy. Good. Again, first time after she has some sort of event that's either triggering where she kind of gets to that point where she's barking, or even just kind of looks up and is staring for a little bit like you saw in the last part and has to bring herself back down a little bit, I reward for her making that effort to pull herself back down. So I'm going to do a couple where I get her a little bit settled for a longer time just to let her release some of that stress she just built up barking, and then we will play a short clip of the video again. We got up to about 20 seconds, so now I'm going to play the video again. think she's noticed that there's animals on it yet. So now she's checking it out. So this is where I'm going to wait her out just a little bit. Good. And that's where she was able to settle herself back down. She stared for a little bit, so she had to see if she could pull it off calming herself, but then she was able to do it. So the first time after that, after she stared for a little bit, I rewarded her for calming herself down and putting her head down. Good. So again, I'm rewarding in the opposite direction of the trigger. The more she stares at whatever she finds a little bit stressful, the harder it is to stay calmer. So I want to try to orient her away from that with the treats. So that was too much. So I'm going to turn the picture and the sound off. Let her calm herself back down. I'm going to toss Faze a treat to make Polly barking a happy thing for her, so she doesn't feel stressed. You can do that with anything that causes them stress. That's basically the exact same thing that you did with the eye drops, giving her a treat after you did the eye drops. So I'm doing the exact same thing with Faze to make another dog barking not stressful. So Polly barks, I give Faze a treat, just like with the eye drops. You gave the eye drop, which is something that's a little bit stressful for her, and then you followed it up with a treat to help her feel more comfortable with it. So you can see it's taken her quite a while to calm back down. And then the first time she does calm herself after getting worked up like that, I'm going to reward that. It's taken her quite a while. Just going to wait her out. I've got her on a leash so that she can't wander away and go just kind of be amped up doing something else. I really want to create this space where there's really nothing to do but settle down. Again, I'm just using dog kibble this time. This is her breakfast, as we're doing some of this training for her breakfast, instead of just giving it to her in her good face. The first time she puts her head down after being all amped up like that, I'm going to reward. And my goal is for her to be able to settle herself back down faster and faster. Since she got really fired up, I'll toss her another treat real quick, just because she put her head back down really quickly after eating that treat instead of getting up and walking around again. So she was able to keep herself a little bit calmer. So that was good. So just because she got so fired up last time, I'm going to do a couple of the longer ones, probably in the 20 to 30 second range, and make sure she's really calmed herself back down before we play the video. My goal is to set her up to be successful and to help her feel calmer and know how to calm herself down. So I really want to make sure she is back in a nice calm place before we add any of the stressors again. So this is really nice.